Holy shit, I just found out what autism is. I thought it was diagnosed by scientists. See, I thought that too, until I was on the Track Pack podcast. Wow, it's great to be on the Track Pack podcast.
Hey, Spud, what the fuck you doing here? I thought it was just gonna be me.
Wait, Mr. Beasley, I didn't even know you were invited to this. Oh my fucking god. What are you two here? I'm the star of this show. Well, Bobby, it's not always about you. Well, of course it's about me, Dad.
I don't know, Bob. I think it's kind of an ensemble show, really. It's kind of just about everybody, including me.
You know what? That's a valid response.
I thought so.
Shit, we should just have that be the intro to the episode.
The Shitty Bob's Milk Chronicles just off the cuff.
Yeah, I'll type it. I'll type it out. I'll type it out. Just yeah.
Oh my god, the fact you two are able to do that on the spot is amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, that's like half of our conversations just on a Discord call. It's just we just all of a sudden just think of, hey, what's a funny scenario for the Bob characters to be in, and then just boom, off the cuff is just throwing as much shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
It's nearly always either about Spud, Robert, or Mr. Beasley.
Anyway, hi everyone, welcome back to Track Pack. So, judging by that intro, we've got a real special episode for you guys. Today I am joined once again by John Luca, also known as the Thomas and Tugs Man.
Well, like I said, it's great to be here.
And we have someone brand new for the show, Hazel Productions, also known as Thomas.
Hazel Productions, but yeah, no, don't worry. Everyone pronounces it wrong. But yeah, hello, folks. Hi.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a real fun episode because we're gonna be talking about Bob the Builder.
Childhood icon.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is.
Now, before we get started, let me quickly explain. This is an audio-only podcast, but sometimes we do throw in a few images here and there. Now, before we get into the episode, let's go down a bit of small talk.
So, my small talk, I just want to talk about the fucking stress that I had getting tickets for this year's Orgy Extravaganza. So, I'm glad to announce I am going to this year's Orgy Extravaganza, but, like, the day it happened, of course, as many of you know who were going to buy the tickets, the website crashed. My only assumption, obviously, that's because, so many people are going to be going this year because A, it's the last one they're doing for a while, and B, it's the 80th anniversary. So when I tried booking the exhibition, I tried so many times for that, nothing. So all I managed to get was a train ride on the Saturday. But then the next day, I managed to see, oh my God, there is a slot available for the exhibition on the Saturday. I thought, fuck it, just go for it. Got it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think also the Amazing Gamer 111 is also going to Audrey event.
Yes,
right?
yes, tag going. I don't know if he's going this Saturday, but if anyone is going on the Saturday, just remember, I'll be there with Rambly plush, Freddy plush, and anything else.
Yeah, you'll be taking Rambly with you, right?
Yes.
And also, if you don't know where Tag might be during the event, just look for a guy wearing a furry suit. Then you'll know that's him.
The head at least, yeah.
Maybe he'll also wear the paws and the feet too. I don't know.
Who knows?
But just look for someone wearing fursuit attire.
Partial, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Anyway, Thomas, what's your small talk?
I haven't really got much small talk going. Just let's see what's interesting.
Well, up about MLP.
Yeah. Oh, you want? Oh, I can go that. Yeah.
Oh yes,
I don't
please
know
do. Please do.
Yeah. So I don't know what Flip I can't speak. I guess ever since I'm gonna say 2014, 15ish, I kind of was I've been just closeted brony for just years. Because to the point of, I just ended up talking to myself so much more. Cause it's oh well, if I just if at least I have someone to talk to about this, hey, it's just me and whatever. I don't know where I'm going with this, but point is, finally I just broke down and said, okay, fine, I'll buy a Sunset Shimmer plush, and maybe I'll just be able to finally put this thing to bed. But oh god, that didn't sound right. But
No, you're
Shit,
good. You're
no,
good. You're
not-
good. You're good.
It's not that way. No. We have a friend who probably would say it that way. Gianluca knows who I'm talking about. But the thing is, it's genuinely speaking here, Friends with Magic's a fine show. I know Gianluca will swear it off like like the devil. But
It's a show. I've said it before. It's a show that exists, but it's just not for me.
that's fair. But actually, let me tell you, the whole journey of like actually getting this plush, it was the funniest fucking thing. Sorry, but I don't know if I'm allowed to swear in this. It was the funniest thing.
No, you are allowed to swear. Don't worry, man.
Okay. It was the funniest thing. So it ships from Pennsylvania, right? So it takes the completely logical route of going from Pennsylvania to Boston to Arizona to Chicago and finally back home to Wisconsin. Which I'm just saying, I mean, I didn't think that was the most direct route, but I guess the Postal Service knows better, right?
Right.
Like they always do somehow. Yeah. Other than that,
Pat knows what he's doing.
yeah, exactly. Got his Postman Pat VHS collection.
It's supposed to Pat VHS.
Is My Little Pony plush collection. I joke, but it's probably someone thinks someone's made. I don't know. But just to be clear, still like huge Thomas fan, Bob fan, everything fan. I'm just I wear many hats, both figuratively and literally.
I guess for my small talk, I also don't have much to talk about, but I will say we were supposed to record this on Saturday, but I got dragged away last minute to go on a small hiking trip. I did manage to get a few photos on my way out there, especially this one, and I posted it to Twitter with like a little funny tag on it. But does this not look like the Burnett's hideout?
It looks like
Let's see here.
the tunnel. It looks like the tunnel that Duncan got stuck in Home at Last.
Oh
yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I do give you the I do give it to you though. It does kind of resemble the mountain hideout.
Yeah. Yeah, the hiking trip took way longer than I expected to get from there and back. Oh yeah, there's another thing. So seems as though the Indigo Park Chapter 2 has been getting a lot of promotion recently.
Oh yeah. With MomoCon and the thing that Geese put in it on his channel. Yeah, that was Atman as well. I had a weird dream about Indigo Park the other night. It was like, so basically I went back to my old house and for some reason my room was just littered and cluttered with just Indigo Park merch. Like bootleg Rambo plushes, Rambly bed sheets, and I was like, I don't know how to break the news to my dad that the plushies are fake.
Oh.
On the quick topic, I've never been to a MomoCon before.
Neither have I.
I've never been to any con.
Like, the last time I ever went to a convention was VidCon back in 2023. Which,
I mean,
funnily enough, that was my first VidCon.
Yeah, I've never been to a VidCon. I've been to there's one convention I've been to twice now. Midwest Gaming Classic. It's a really nice convention. Met Doug Walker in a Nostalgia Critic twice now. So
twice.
That's just fun.
Ooh.
Twice. Hey, he was there 2 different years. And yeah, it's I did meet him and I did do this and I made sure that I did the sparkle bit with him. So
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It needed to be done, and I'm proud of it. So and it's on video, so that's awesome.
Very good.
I think that's enough of small talk. Let's actually get into the episode now.
Okay,
All right,
Bob. Where did we start with Bob?
Where did we start with Bob the Knob?
Yeah,
I'm gonna forever.
I guess
I'm gonna forever call it Bob the Knob. Okay.
build it and they'll come. We'll get there when we get there. But all right, how did we start with Bob? With Bob, for me, it was one of those shows where like my mum would put it on the telly, and like if you've seen my Thomas Memories video, you'll know that Bob was like my favorite thing ever before Thomas. Like I couldn't get enough of Bob. I had the DVDs. I had all the toys and pretty much everything else. I had a lot of clothing as well. I had a lot of Bob clothes when I was a kid.
I honestly trying to pinpoint exactly like how it started. I don't know. I'd have to ask my parents exactly, but I mean, it was the same. It was just I was on PBS, just like Thomas was, and no, I had all the Born to Play toys and stuff growing up. I had some Bob the Builder attire as well. I don't have a pillowcase that I one of our field trips, back in kindergarten, we went to Apple Orchard, and that was the pillowcase they used to, take all the apples home in. And all the Bob the Builder toys now that we had, though, they ended up giving those to some other family who, was into Bob. So I was like, oh shit, but also, oh, that's nice. So yeah, no, Bob the Builder's always been like a kind of a secondary interest of mine.
I don't really have a strong history with Bob, but I distinctly remember my first experience with the franchise was with the Project Build It era, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Some of like the voice cast for like the US dub kind of works, but then some voices just don't work, especially in Project Build It.
Gianluca, Gianluca? Let me ask you, who would you say is the worst voice actor in the U.S. dub of Project Build It?
That would go to Greg Proops, who was in the early Project Build It. The majority of Project Build It, Mark Silk took over just the tail end of it, going into Project Build It, then going into Ready Steady Build. But yeah, here's the thing that I kind of really, when I come to really think about it, I think Greg might be the only bad voice, because the rest of the voice cast, at least in the original Project Build It before the last few episodes or last series or something, they were still the original voice actors from the US dub, apart from Bob and Lofty.
On the quick topic of Lofty, in the early seasons of the US dub, his voice perfect. Then Project Build It comes along and makes him way too high pitched. I hate it.
Yeah.
I can't stand the high pitched Lofty.
I see. Exciting. See, here's the thing. Yeah, especially the original series. I think the original series was fine in terms of its US dub. There's some voices, like in the Fix-a-Lot video, there are some voices I just can't really get used to, like Rolly and Lofty. But overall, it's fine. But I think it's kind of for the fact that I mostly grew up with, the UK dub. So I'm more used to hearing those voices.
That's another side tangent I want to go off on. What was with the whole Muck being a male or female debate going on? In the UK, Muck is obviously a male with Rob Rackshaw voicing him, but in the US dub, she's a female. What's going on with that?
It's the whole. How does that go back to the whole what is the thing they call it? The Smurfette principle of trying to have a bit more of a balance between male and female cast members. I mean, I don't mind it. Honestly, I don't think it. I think it makes no difference really either way if Muck is boy or girl. I'm just gonna say I've always been indifferent to it. It's just a different interpretation, and
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I could listen to the UK dub, and the voice that Rob Rackshaw does sounds like it's a voice that could go either way.
Yeah, I don't have at first I was just really confused, obviously, but as time went on, I'm I can see Muck working as a female character, especially with his relationship with Izzy. There could be two girls mucking around kind of thing. No pun intended.
Yeah. I will always view Muck as a female because that's what I grew up with. Let's see what else. I feel like we should save it for later, but I'm gonna bring it up now. Do we want to talk about Ready Steady Build?
We will probably. We'll I think we'll work around going through the whole series first. So the original series, we'll start with.
Yeah.
I love the original series. Obviously, I remember growing up with this one DVD called Feast of Fun, and it had the Lofty and the Giant Carrot episode. And that was the episode that I remembered the most as a kid. In terms of the actual series itself, I think that specific era of Bob, I think it's post Christmas to Remember, but it was after Christmas to Remember, but before Knights of Camelot. I think that era of Bob is kind of underrated. I think because like you get some good episodes in there. You get introduced to JJ's building yard with what was it? JJ, Molly, Trix, and Skip. I really enjoy them, and also I just wait. When was Mr. Beasley introduced? That was series 4. But still, it was more focused on those kind of characters, obviously.
Mr. Beasley, I need to talk about Mr. Beasley. Like he just kind of exists.
Yeah, but the thing is with Mr. Beasley, though. Yeah, he's great, but like the thing is with Mr. Beasley, though, I think it's just because like I don't know. There's just something about him that kind of separates him from like other like townsfolk of Bobsville. Like, say for example, like someone like Mrs. Potts or something. Where Mrs. Potts is like batshit crazy, Mr. Beasley is like he's a lovable dimwit. I think that's the best way to describe Mr. Beasley.
He's just a funny dork. That's what he is. He's a dork.
Yeah,
and I love that about him.
Speaking of lovable dorks, Spud is just an agent of chaos.
Yeah,
like
great.
Like the second Spud shows up in a situation, it just goes downhill from there.
Everything just falls apart in the most beautiful way possible whenever Spud's on screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, Thomas.
Yeah, and again, I think everyone loves the character for that, and of course, that's why once the reboot came along, they had to get rid of that character.
Because Mattel was an asshole. Because Mattel were an asshole and said they didn't like scarecrows.
Wait, no, you're right. I actually completely forgot. Like Spud's not even in the reboot. I've just realized.
No.
They don't have Spud, but they keep Pilchard.
And make Pilchard look way worse than I could ever have imagined.
Yeah, but I just don't get the mentality of like keeping Pilchard. Like, yeah, I understand to have like a companion for Bob, but like
because a pet's more realistic than a living scarecrow, I guess. But then again, we're in a show with talking machines. Are we? What line are we drawing in the sand?
I have no idea. This is the fucking limousine conversation again. I'm not prepared for that.
The what?
Stupid.
The limousine from Christmas to Remember that doesn't have a face.
Oh.
And as far as we know, it's the only regular vehicle in the series.
And I remember one episode in the original. I remember there's one episode in the original where they build a car park, but there are no cars seen in Bobsville apart from the machines.
Yeah.
What was
it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's someone didn't think things through, but hey. Well, but hey, if everything made sense, then I don't think we'd like the show as much as we do. If you ask me.
Yeah.
Because everything made sense and Spud wouldn't exist, so that'd be shitty. A world without Spud is not a world I want to live in.
Do you think? Hang on, this is gonna sound like I know I've probably asked this morbid question before, but you know how Spud has like a string tied around the top of his head? What if that were to come undone? Would he die?
Down.
Would he die?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's clear that he doesn't have a brain, but yet he has an anus. And I'm not making this up.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Built to be Wild.
Built to be Wild confirms that he does at least have some way to at least he at least has a way to rip one.
No, but seriously, like you untie his head, the string falls out, and then his body just collapses.
Yeah, like a balloon or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say just deflates.
Like I don't know. Wow, I don't know. That's like a question that rattles in my brain every now and then. Like what would happen?
What would happen if I took apart the top of your head? How would that feel? I wouldn't feel good, I imagine.
Just a bit of Squidward just dumping his brain in the bin.
That's like the best moment from that shitty episode of SpongeBob. That was the one where he loses his memory.
What episode was that?
Yeah, it was whatever happened to SpongeBob, aka Who Bob What Pants. I mean, it's literally the whole. I mean, it's that whole. It's the tired cliche of like, oh my god, he lost his memory.
What
Oh
are we gonna
wow.
do?
What
We
are you
gotta
gonna
get
do?
SpongeBob back. If you know the reference, you know the reference. All right, let's move away from Spungle Bungle and talk about the
The
merchandise.
machines.
Let's talk about the
Oh, this
merchandise
is
that this franchise got.
yeah. Born to Play, easily the best one. I'm just saying, except for Dizzy.
course.
Dizzy looks. I don't like the Dizzy for that.
No, they couldn't get everything right.
Hang
Yeah.
on. Born to Play. Hang on. What is that?
They're the big friction ones.
Yeah, they're like the most accurate.
I don't think
to the
I've
show.
seen those.
You said you had them as a kid, Thomas. As a kid, I don't know why. I didn't even know they made it to America.
They
I
did.
always thought it
I
was.
mean,
I always thought they were only a British thing because, like, the Americans had the Play School toys.
well, I mean, they had to have made it to America because I don't imagine that Robot Chicken would have got stuff imported all the way like that.
Oh yes, they were in the Robot Chicken sketch.
The second one where
second
Bob
one with
was
Candy
Candy
Maniac.
yeah.
I don't think. Wait, are there 2 Robot Chicken sketches for Bob?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, 3 actually, and the third one's terrible.
Okay, I think I've only seen just the one. I don't know about the other 2.
Yeah, because the third one is Bob and Wendy having an argument, and it's like Bob, you're always talking to your machines and spending more time than with me. And it's like, Wendy, we can fix this, and she's like, no, we can't.
Oh wait,
It's
no,
like,
I think I might have seen that one. No, wait, no, now I remember. Now I remember. I see a vague image in my brain with that knowledge.
even though Bob the Union Scab though, it's funny. I always like that one.
That one is peak.
Yeah, that one interests me because, like,
Dig these motherfuckers a grave, Scoop.
no problem. This is that one video that Jay did was like the UK voices. No, dig these motherfuckers a grave, Scream. No problem, Bob.
And
New
it was
Jersey smells like bad tuna. Can we go home?
Can we go home?
Also, Rolly canonically killed a man.
Rock and roll.
Well, if he hadn't been paying attention in Runaway Rolly, then he would have killed a bitch.
True.
No. Talking about that episode, like Bob got like when Bob was about to attach Rolly to Lofty, Rolly was eerily close to getting run over by Rolly. Bob was getting like really close to getting run over by Rolly in that episode. When I saw that for the first time on YouTube as a kid, I was like, Jesus, is Bob going to get killed?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I always that episode always scared me as a kid.
Oh, episode that scared me as a kid was Tricks and the Bug, which is the weird close-ups of the bug.
Well, is it like a SpongeBob-esque type of close-up with the butterfly?
No, it was like a dramatic stings with weird zoom in.
Like B movie monster kind of thing. But if we're talking about toys though, one toy that I had growing up, I had the Play-Doh Bob's Builder set. So it was like, you know, like little Bob's Building Yard kind of thing, and you could and it was like a bit of like exposed concrete, you know, you could like mold out of. And then you had Rolly as like the rolling pin to make everything flat. Really cool little set.
Lego Duplo made a handful of Bob stuff.
Yeah,
They
that's right. Like, I have a really vague memory of like going to a local library. They had an elevator that goes down to like a basement level, and they had like a whole like bunch of like tubs of Legos that kids could use to like make stuff. One of them was a Duplo bin, and I could distinctly remember there was like part of like Muck's decapitated front. That's all I remember out of that experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Hey,
weird.
you want to talk about creepy shit? I mean, I found a Scoop at Goodwill the other day. I was missing his fucking eyes.
That
When we find
reminds
it,
me of
I'll send it. I'll send
that
it.
reminds me as a kid, I had my toy of my Born to Play Skip. I think I ripped out his eyes once. And my original Lofty is one of his eyes and his hook.
Yeah, there it is. You can see his eyes, like they're just like gray.
Oh no!
He's also missing his rear bucket. So
Oh, you could actually wait. You could see like a screw coming out from like one of the eye
yes, you can
sockets.
see the
Yeah.
I can see the
Huh.
full head screws there. We got a prob, Bob.
We've got a serious problem, Bob. They took my fucking eyes.
Freddy, my fucking eyes are gone.
They took my fucking eyes.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Where are they? Any what? I can't see. There's no I have no eyes. I have no eyes and I must see. Anyways.
Oh yeah, Takealon Take and Play or Takealon also did a few of Bob's toys as well.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think they're only. I don't know why, but I've never seen them in UK stores. Like even as a kid, I never saw them. I remember seeing seeing all the Born to Play stuff in a now defunct store called Mothercare in the UK. But I think I maybe some of the Take Along stuff were there, but I only associate them being sold in Australia or America.
Honestly, if Piece of J were here right now, he'd be screaming about Takealon.
Yeah. I want to say this about like Bob's popularity as well, because when I come to really think about it, once like Can We Fix It, like the album version of Can We Fix It, like reached #1, it's like Bob it was still popular in the UK, but like it didn't reach the level of popularity that it did. It kind of peaked then, because after that, I think Bob was probably arguably more popular in America, really. Like, considering how much like the show was marketed and the merchandise and all that. Bob appeared twice in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with Scoop and Wendy. I think once with Scoop and then with Wendy. You could tell
I kind of remember one of those happening.
You could tell with like Bob, like this was Hit Entertainment's like big juggernaut of a franchise. But once 2004 rolled around, when they technically 2003, whatever. Once they got to Thomas, they thought, let's start making. Now this is where we make the big bucks. And this kind of left Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas began to be the cow that got milked dry.
Which I think is a good segue to talk about Project Build It.
So, what the hell happened with this?
I think when it started, it was pretty good. Like, this might go be a bit biased because I actually remember having a DVD of it. Basically, it was the UK version of Build It and They Will Come. But I don't know. When it first started, it was genuinely good. It had and I really I love the idea of the whole idea and concept of Sunflower Valley, and I think again, I think it just kind of fell flat as the time went, as like more series went on. Is like, what do you do now? And also with Bob, it's like Hit Entertainment had like two choices. You either do something like Fireman Sam, where you keep it relatively consistent with its original series, or something like Thomas and Friends, where they completely radicalize it for like a whole new format. Bob, it's just kind of let's just kind of have a little bit of an extension kind of thing, which isn't a bad thing per se, but again, it's just as time went on, it just kind of fell flat.
Yeah, because like you made like a whole video talking about Project Build It, if I'm correct.
No,
he made a whole video on
I would like to.
Build.
I mean, I'd like to talk about Project Build It, as I do have a lot of. I have very mixed feelings towards it, because like I like
especially with
I like the concept. No, continue.
Oh, I was gonna say like those early animation tests are horrifying.
Oh God.
If you
I
know, you know.
I don't even. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It's yeah,
All those fucking early concept drawings of the characters.
yeah, including the garbage bin one, but that's
There
a
was.
whole other
I'm
thing.
sorry. Wait, no. There was gonna be a garbage can character.
Yes.
Yes. Oh god, there's
Oh
those
my
stuff. Oh god, those. Yeah.
It was yeah. I don't know what the hell was happening there. It's a whole can of worms that I don't even know how to like address. Uh, but no, Project Build It for me, I've never just it's never quite been my thing. I know there's some good stuff in there, but one of my biggest things about it, and we didn't really even mention it yet, one of the biggest components to me as to why Bob worked so well is that Paul K. Joyce, he made one of the best soundtracks I think I've ever heard to anything. It's the
Oh, because
perfect motif of like rock kind of thing. And I just don't think that Project Build It's direction for music really worked.
Too much banjo kind of in there because like I've said this before in the Christmas to Remember Build It or Break It, but the thing is what makes Paul K. Joyce's music so great was that when you really listen to the music, all it is just various different arrangements of the main theme song, but they're organized in a way different.
Yes.
I mean, that's the genius
it's reincorporating the main theme and just like playing with different versions of it. And that's genius. That's perfect. It makes sense. But then you have then you just have the project building music, which is all just like generic background music that doesn't have any punch to it.
Like honestly, like I think this will be an interesting edit to make. It's like take one of the building montages from Project Build It and add like Paul K. Joyce's music to it. See how different it makes the scene.
Yeah.
The characters from Project Build It, like I think the early ones worked well. The newer ones were just kind of just throw in there kind of things because like it makes sense for characters like Scrambler, Benny, and Packer. But then when you get to characters like Flex, Gripper and Grabber, and Tumbler, well, no, not Tumbler actually. Yeah, just Flex, Gripper and Grabber, and especially Bristle. Like, what is the point of having Bristle? That like I get being like all clean and everything, but like Sunflower Valley is surrounded in a pile of hills and dirt. What is the point of having Bristol on? Like, what is the point of having Bristol on the team?
Hang on,
but
remind me.
Gianluca,
hang on a second.
toys, merchandise.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Hang on a second. Which one is Scrambler again?
Scrambler is the quad bike.
Ah, right. Fucking hated that character.
His voice.
I hate Scrambler, dude.
Hey, I'm Scrambler.
It's just the bit from Caddy's video where it's like, who agreed that should be the voice for a quad bike?
Genuinely.
I hate Scrambler with a burning passion, man. Like I can't stand his voice. And also because I didn't have like, you guys didn't really give me enough time to like talk about this, but like I think my first experience with Project Build It, I can't remember if it was on this DVD, but I think on the Thomas's Soda Celebration DVD, there was like a little ad for the series. And
yes,
my god, the music was... I can't stand the music of that. I can't stand the music of that ad. It's a sleep paralysis demon. What?
I'll look for it. Hold on. Bob the Builder, Project Build It promo.
Yeah. I don't think you can play the music because we're probably going to get copyright claimed, even though none of this is going to be monetized.
No. Well, I'll send it in the chat anyway.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, then yeah, I agree with you. It's
two
poopy.
actually. It's either this one or this one.
Oh wait, no, I'm not thinking of Project Build It. I'm thinking of Ready Steady Build that had the annoying music. God damn it!
I'm sorry.
yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. The Ready Steady Build one. Oh fuck that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
That was terrible.
Shut the fuck up.
That's the one. Oh my god, I hate that music
It's
so
a
much.
dinosaur. That's all I remember. Just yelling about. Oh my god, it's a dinosaur.
Oh god, I had that DVD. Okay, I guess that's a segue to Ready Steady Build if we're done with Project Build It.
Yeah, we can segue back to Ready
the
Steady Build.
Yeah, it's a
Let's just
shitty
get right-
transition, just like the rest. Well, it matches the rest of the show.
Well, okay, Ready Steady Build. Like the only thing I will say about Ready Steady Build, at least they kept consistent with the character designs. Like it
So
was
what?
an easy. It was a very like fine enough transition, but again, when compared to like Sam and Thomas, like Thomas is easily the best one. I don't know. Is CGI Fireman Sam worse than Ready Steady Build?
I mean, kinda is.
I give Fireman Sam credit. At least, even if they lost the plot, so to speak, them just trying to introduce new elements of firefighting and modernization. That's interesting. You know, it's something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for the longest time during that whole topic about Project Build It, I swear to God, I thought we had it shifted over to Ready Steady Build, and that's when I started to complain. I am terribly sorry. But now the real complaint starts coming with Ready Steady Build, because holy God.
Like, again, I've made a whole video on it. It was probably fun for the time, but like, it's not aged well. But also, like, whilst doing some other looks into Ready Steady Build, God, it's two similar names.
Yeah, no,
I
you're right.
feel like I think I have a theory that the special made called The Legend of the Golden Hammer was supposed to be the Kickstarter. A, Scratch is nowhere present. B, just here at the rails, it had test animation for it as the trailer. And C, it would have the name Ready Steady Build attached to it.
Yeah. When I was talking
So
about like
that's
concept, when I was talking about concept stuff earlier, I was referring to Ready Steady Build, not Project Build It. Because holy God, the CGI tests for Ready Steady Build are horrifying.
Yes. No, complete trash. Complete and utter trash.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and
No
that's
bones about
another
it.
reason, and that's another theory for the Legend of the Golden Hammer being the Kickstarter, because one of the test reels was for one of the episodes for that special.
Hmm.
So it must be the first one.
Also, can I just
But no,
say,
Ready.
I kind of hate how the mouth's move on the machines. Travis especially,
unnatural.
like,
And Lofty as well.
I don't know.
It God, and you thought the mouse moving on Thomas was creepy. Nah, this is worse.
Yeah. Like it looks on Dizzy. Like Dizzy's the only one where I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like the rest of them just looks weird, especially Lofty and Travis.
Really bad.
Yeah.
I also just hate how dull everything looks in that CGI series. Because like nothing feels like that has proper lighting.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right on that.
And even like the mouths moving on like the human characters as well. Like again, it can be okay, but like again, it just feels unnatural.
I mean, it kind of gives them a bit more of like expression rather than just like having like Bob's puppet prop with sad eyes and his mouth still forming a smile.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the thing I really appreciate about like the original stop motion series was the fact that even though it was still they still had a big cheesy grin on their face. You can still tell how they're feeling with their emotions, like despite the fact having a big smile on them. I think that's the genius of like how they went about the designs of the characters.
Yeah. All right, I've been saving this part for last, but I want to gush about the live show for a second.
Oh boy.
The live show. I love that.
Oh, okay. Where do I begin with this? Where do I begin?
The props, the animatronics, they are like beautifully made. Like that, honestly, that and the Thomas live show, two of the best made like live shows out there. Honestly, like if you were to name, if I was to name like three things that are like three live shows that are like the definition of perfection, they would be Bluey's Big Play, the Bob live show, and the two Thomas live shows. Because like the props made for those, especially like the Bob ones, they look so accurate to like how they look on the TV screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I hate the fact that Bob's live show got a DVD release and Thomas didn't. Like,
Even Fireman
what the
Sam
hell?
as well.
What do you mean? Like, I know that like the whole like one of the live shows for the All Aboard live tour got leaked on YouTube. Like the entirety of it got leaked on YouTube a while back. But like, I think the big live tour is like just some sort of like sought after lost media for me particularly because I want to see more of these props moving about, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just want to hear Justin Fletcher as Harold. Is like how did he get that role of all characters, and why they choose him? Fucking Miss Humble as Harold.
God, I think like a long time ago, I was just like really obsessed. Like when I first started YouTube, I was like really obsessed with the big live tour stuff. I mean, and then after time, I kind of slowly started to go out of it, but I'm still obsessed with it, obviously, because like anything live stage show related is gonna be a hyperfixation with me to the end of time.
I've still got to actually no. I've still actually got to fully watch Bluey's Big Play. Actually, I know it's on PCI View. Need to properly watch that.
Anyway, back to Bob the Knob. Yeah, no, the
Not
animatronic props for the machines look really good. Lofty especially, like, bro is massive.
Oh, yeah, Lofty is like, yeah, like, and I love how they went about. It's just how they went about with the characters as well. It's very clever how they went about making how his mouth moves, like to change from scared to
Yeah.
happy.
Isn't that like a really big foam piece or something?
Probably, I don't know.
Or
I don't
or
know.
like some sort of like latex material.
I'd like to
Probably.
imagine latex.
Mm.
I think honestly, out of all the characters, I think Rolly looks the most accurate.
Oh yeah, no, I love Rolly's prop. I don't like how small his eyes are though. Like his pupils like seem to be a little bit too small.
Also, I remember watching the live show, like I think it was like a couple years ago, and I was like, and I only just picked up the fact that the human characters actually blink. I was like, that is such a really cool little detail.
Yeah, like the heads are articulated, kind of like what you would see in a Disney park, with like the mascot costumes having articulated heads and mouths.
Yeah. Also, the songs as well. Like,
oh yeah, no, the song.
I said but we didn't even like talk about the other songs for it. Like,
bro, the songs live rent free in my brain. I
like
love them.
honestly, like. Yeah, like everyone knows Can We Fix It, but like others, like, you know, No Prob Bob, Can't Get Down, and Bob's Brass Band, those are like perfect.
I mean, it's yeah.
Trying to think, like, if there's like any complaints I will have with this. I can't think of any complaints at the top of my head.
I think my complaint would be because would be like I like how it toured the US, but I think it would have been cool if they actually filmed the live show that they did in the US, because if you didn't know, the the one that was filmed for the DVD and VHS in the UK was filmed at Wembley Stadium. But what the Americans did was that they recorded the audio from the live show in America, but they slapped over the footage of the Wembley performance.
Oh, huh.
But it's still the same. But at the end of the day, it's still the same live show, so nothing really would really change. But I think it would be cool. It would have been cool if the Americans got, their look to it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure my American audience would know this, but does anyone else remember like a short brief period in time where you could watch the live stage show on Hulu?
I don't. I'll say this. I have not seen the live stage show, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, if anyone else in the audience has, yeah, let us know.
Shit, maybe you guys should do that for a watch-along.
I've been thinking about it.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Who knows?
I think to wrap off this episode, let's just talk about the Mattel reboot. I say this is worse than Ready Steady Build. This is worse.
Oh, obviously. Obviously.
It is.
It's just nothing.
They butchered the theme song.
If I'm Gianluca, correct me on the story if I'm mistaken, but I think our friend Joey told us that
Yes.
when they made this show, they were doing a pitch, a test reel of it or something, and apparently not even the people who made the show thought it was any good. They were just told to do this, and they're like, well, whatever. I mean, they didn't like what they made.
Yeah, and you can tell that after Big Adventures kind of happened, they were embarrassed by they were essentially just really embarrassed by the reboot, the flop of the Bob reboot, and I feel like that might be tainted again just from the flux of this handy-manny film that they're doing. The Porridge Rico movie that they're doing.
Yeah. Also, listen, I'm just gonna run down a few complaints with this reboot. First of all, the realistic look for the machines kind of doesn't work. It works.
Disney's fine.
It works for the original characters, but the main five, not so much.
Yeah, Dizzy's the only okay-ish looking one because she looks well. I guess all of them look somewhat similar to their original counterparts, but then I look at Rolly and I get upset.
Yeah. Also, Muck is now strictly a male in the reboot. There's no gender bend in the US dub, and they made him dumber.
God.
He's got a deep Patrick Star voice to him that I don't understand.
Yeah, and one thing I really hate about the reboot, it's just I'm pretty sure it was just doing it for a paycheck, but I don't understand how they get Blake Harrison, Neil the In-Betweeners, if there's any UK people watching here, they got him as the voice of Scoop.
Yeah, no, he is fucking annoying. Scoop went from this guy who knows what he's doing and a leader of a pack to someone who just acts like an immature child.
Right, he's not again, but but still,
yeah, it's just it's insane.
And then they also made Lofty they turned him from a scared ish character to someone who now acts like the leader of the pack.
I guess. Yeah.
Lofty.
Dizzy.
I can't put this into words. It's just god awful.
Dizzy and Rolly got the Edward and Henry treatment way before Edward and Henry.
Yeah,
got sidelined.
What was up with that? Why did they cut Dizzy and Rolly out from being in the team? I mean, I know they were brought back to the show
because they ran out of ideas.
They were always there in the reboot, but they just weren't as pivotal as they were in the previous incarnations.
They were just well, we don't have any ideas for these characters. We don't know what to do.
God, and also the human redesigns too. Wait, hang on. Which one's the mayor character again?
Bentley.
Mr. Bentley.
Mr. Bentley.
Well, Well, the
Thank
building inspector. He's the mayor in Sunflower Valley. But
Yeah.
still, Mr.
For some
Bentley.
reason.
Mr.
For no fucking
Bentley just
reason.
took a nosedive, dude. Like, I.
He looks like a nonce.
Hey, if you want to talk funny voice cast things, and
I
things,
was
things,
gonna say, just for those who don't know what I meant by Mr. Bentley looks like a nonce. If you're not British, Mr. Bentley looks like a.
We're gonna have to censor that word.
moving on.
That's the only thing we're
as I
gonna have to
was saying-
censor during the entirety of this.
yeah. Anyways, if we're talking about voice cast oddities, and because James A. Williams pointed that out,
Oh God.
we got Ian James Corlett and Nicole Oliver. So yeah, Princess Celestia is part of this show for some reason.
who does she
Who's she
voice?
I don't know. Just says Nicole Oliver, and I'm like, I don't fucking know who. I don't know what I'm just looking at what Google
I bet you
said.
it's
I
that
don't feel. Why should I look into this show? Why should I actually care about?
Why
the
am I
fucking
caring? Why am I caring about MLP voice actors? I shouldn't.
Come on, one of us, one of us.
What?
I'll stick to the
Cannot escape.
square.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll
It's the mayor.
stick
the mayor,
to the square
Oh, yeah,
dogs.
Ian-
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, and Ian James Corlett is Rolly. So okay.
Like
Why the fuck
honestly,
not?
that's the only thing I know from the Bob reboot was just the fact it was just James A. Williams getting upset that MLP voice actors are in the thing. Claire Corlett, what are you doing here?
What the? And that's the thing. This is about Claire. I'm not even seeing Claire on here. It's just Claire's dad, Ian. So what the fuck? What the fuck was he even getting on about? I don't know.
All right. We've
What's
just found
happening? And some guy named Dan Bacon is Leo, which I don't know. I don't know who that is, but Dan, your last name is awesome.
Yeah, can you imagine having your
Speaking
last
of-
name as Bacon? That's awesome. I love that.
Speaking of why, Porridge Rico film that's happening apparently, the 2025 thing.
I have
Oh,
I have
yeah,
nothing to
yeah.
say about it. I have
What-
nothing to say about it.
Like, what's going on with that?
Why?
What's going on with that live action Bob the Builder movie anyway? Like, what's the deal with
It's
that?
handy manny. The basic thing is handy manny, but not handy manny. That's
Mm.
all I can
what's
gather.
I don't understand.
And you know,
I don't
on one
get it.
hand, I'm half interested to know if like the machines for the live action movie are gonna like stick with their cartoon, their cartoon form. You know, the design.
All I
But
know
if
is
they're
that Jennifer
going
Lopez-
realistic again with the Mattel reboot, I'm not interested.
I'm
Well,
not interested.
Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, Jennifer Lopez looks like she's going to be in it, but I know she's going to play Wendy. I'm just saying that now. But I'm going to make a bet. If we hear some sort of news about the Bob film this year, I will go see this film. That is a promise I'll make.
It also has me wondering, like, what the hell is going on with the Mark Forster movie? Because, again, we've heard nothing about this for a long while. But then we did get that news thing about something about what's going to happen with Thomas in 2026, and I'm half wondering that's probably in relation with the movie.
I think it's probably a new series.
Anyway, we are about to hit the 1 hour mark. I think we should wrap up this episode.
Works for me.
All right. Well,
I mean, I don't want. I mean, hey, if it means we don't have to talk about the reboot or any of that shit, yeah, let's fucking move on. I don't want to talk about that fucking pile of goddamn dog shit anymore. Fuck that shit.
hell, maybe if we're lucky, we could probably do an MLP episode later down the road.
If you want to, sure, I'm in. And Gianluca, you're there too because fuck you.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Get John!
Anyway,
It'd be funny. No, it'd be funny. You'd just be there, just angry, like fuck. Just like no. It's like, Gianluca, do you have anything to say? No. You want to talk about this? No. Are you happy to be here? No.
Carry yourself.
all right. Anyway, thank you two for joining me for this episode, and
Oh, yeah.
thank
No
you
problem.
to the audio listeners who decided to click on this episode for today. I've been Trackside Maniac. They've been Gianluca and Thomas. We're gonna tune out now. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
don't worry, I'm still really badly, but oh dear.
Well, I'm glad he's dead.